Hi guys, welcome to King Technologies. Today we are going to build a virtual assistant. Let me show you what it is and after that we build it together. This is the coding of virtual assistant. Let's run it and see what it can do.
Hello, this is Jarvis. How may I assist you?
Jarvis, what is the current time?
Current time is 2:40.
Jarvis, what is the current date?
Current date is 14/5/2021.
Okay Jarvis, go offline.
By Rohit.
You can interact with it and give them command according to your code like sending emails, sending WhatsApp messages, search on YouTube or Google search or get the news, get the weather kind of stuff. Let's start the coding part. For that, first you need to create a folder and open that folder in VS Code. I'm going to use my project Initiator for that. You can use it also. Let's open first run command and type create virtual assistant and pass O for organization. You can pass G if you want to create your global repo. And it will create the repo on GitHub and open that in VS Code. And one more thing I need to do is open my Python workspace. Python. And I added it here. Great. Now I can just create another file main.py. Great. Now let's open Zen mode. Great. Firstly, let's define input and output functions. Def input command query equals input, and here we can just return query. After that, we'll change this function to a voice recognition function, and def output, and here we can just pass out here. We'll accept an argument here. There's going to be a string that the assistant will speak it out. For now, just let's print it out. Great. Now another function we can create is a greet. Def greet function for greeting, like good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Let's get the hour. For that, date time, and we need to import it as well. Import date time. Now we can use it here as datetime dot now, and dot hour will get the hour. After that, we can check for if hour is greater than equal to 6 and hour is less than 12. If this condition is true, then we can do is out, and here we can use f string good morning, and we can use user variable. Yeah, user equal, I'm calling it Rohit, my name, and name of the assistant as well equals, let's call it Jarvis, because we are all R1 fan, of course. Assistant. Now for LF part, we can do just copy paste EL. Above 12 and below. Above 12, below 18 will do the job. For this, it's gonna be good afternoon. After that, we can do is for, that's gonna be above 18 and this should be 18, and below 21, and that's gonna be good evening. I'm not going to create good night function here. We can do it when it get offline. So output, how may I assist you? Great. Let's call the function greet and let's check it out. So we can just run it here, and you see it can how may I assist you, because I'm shooting this video after 9 p.m. Let's create another function, def email or send email. I like to do things in camel casing. So for sending email, we need to first create a email list. Here we can use key value pairs like test, and you can use any emails like your family members, your friends, your business emails. I'm using a temporary email here, and we'll change it after. We'll use a like another temporary email for 10 minutes kind of stuff. So let's use a try catch block, and here we can just do email equals email message. Actually we need to import it, so let's do that. From email dot message import email message. Yeah, that will do the job. Next we need to get the email name, so for that we can use output here. To whom you want to send the mail, or you can use email. After that we'll get name equals input command dot lower, and we'll use email, and here we need to use a couple of things like to equals email list, and here we need to pass the name. Great. Then let's get the subject. For that output, what is the subject of your email? After that let's get email, and here we need to put subject equals input command, and we don't need dot lower. After that email and from, this is gonna be our email, so equal, let's call it sender email. Let's create a secret file and we store our email and password in there. Control key and Python, and we'll use sender email equals and password equals. I'll put it after some time. Save it. Great. Let's rename it to secret. That will be easy. Now we can do is here from secret import sender email and password. Great. Now we can utilize them here as sender and output. After that we'll get the message as what should I say. After that we'll get email dot set content, and here we pass the input command to get the message. After that we need a server. For that let's use s equals smtp lib. We need to import it. Import smtp lib. Great. Now here s dot smtp, and here we need to pass smtp dot gmail.com and the port number, that's 587. And after that s dot start tls and s dot login with sender email and password. After that we will just code s dot, actually we need to spell it right, sender email. Great. Now s dot send message, and here we pass the email object. Now s dot close, and here we can do output equals email as sent, and if anything goes wrong then we can accept exception as e, and we print the e and set the output as unable to send the email. Great. Now let's test it out. For that close the mode, let's use Chrome incognito. Incognito. temp email. We can use this email. Great. Okay guys, let's try it out. For that, I don't want this window to be this big, and let's run it. How am I supposed to? We need to call this function, so let's call it send me. Yeah, let's run it again, and it's saying to whom you want to send the email. Currently it's not speaking anything because I'm not using. Let's send it test, aim to pass test. What is the subject? Let's call it hi. And what should I say? Let's go hi there, and just wait for it. It's saying email is sent. Actually that's gonna be sent, and see, we get the email here. Now let's create the send WhatsApp message function. And close this one and put def and send what's message. That will do the job. Now for the WhatsApp as well, we need to create contact list. Let's call it user list equals just test one, and here we can just pass the numbers. I'm currently passing mine 91952116394. Here we can also use try catch block. Try output, let's call it to whom you want to send message. Wait, now let's call it name and input command dot lower. After that, let's call output what is the message. And for this we are using web browser, so let's import that. Import web browser as we, yeah, that will do the job. Now let's call it v dot open, and here we need to pass a URL, and the URL gonna be https://web.whatsapp.com/send phone equals, and there's gonna be a plus here, and username user underscore list, and here we need to pass the name. After that plus, and that's gonna be and text equals, and here plus input command, and this is gonna be a message. So if you execute it, it will open the browser for us and open this URL. What this URL do, it will just put our message on the sender's phone. And we need to do one more thing. We need to press enter as well. For that, let's use sleep, and we need to import the sleep as well, and by AutoGui. Let's import them. So from time, import sleep and import by auto GUI. That will do the job. And guys, all the links and all the commands will be in the description. After sleep, we need to use by auto GUI for pressing enter. Dot press enter. I think it will be like this. That output message sent. After that, we can use an except here and guess the exception as E, and after that we can put print E and output as unable to send the message. Great. Now let's test this function as well. Send WhatsApp message. Now let's run it. To whom you want to send the message, let's call it test one. What's the message? Let's call it hi there. Please send the message, and you can see here the message sent. Next thing, let's create a weather function. Def weather. Yeah. Let's use a variable city equals, for now let's call it Jaipur, and rest equals request dot get, and we need to import request as well. Let's go up and type import requests. Great. Now here we also need to pass a URL, and that's gonna be this URL. This is Open Weather Map API, and you can also get this API by going this website openweathermap.org, and here we can use also dot in the JSON to get the response in JSON format. After that we can do just temp equals res, and here we can just pass weather, and we need to pass 0 for first index, and after that get the description. Great. If you get this response, it's gonna be in a JSON format, so we need to decode it. For that we can use these. After that temp2 equals res, and it's gonna be mean and temp to get the temperature. And after that let's use output, and with the f string you can pass temperature as, and we can use a format temp2, and after that degree Celsius, it's gonna be in Celsius. If you want to change into Fahrenheit, you need to change this units metric to Fahrenheit, or you can check the documentation for different formats. Let's just nation and weather as format temp. This will do the job. Let's check it out. So let's call the weather, and there's a spelling mistake, format. Great. Now let's run it and see how may I assist you. After that, temperature is 26 degrees Celsius, weather is haze. So after this, let's create the news function. For that, def news. For news, we need to import a package. Let's call it import. Actually, we can make it from news API. Import news API client. Yeah, that will do the job. Now here you can just do news API equals news API client, and here we need to get the key, API key. This is my key. You can also get your API key by going through this website, and it will take a couple of hours to activate the key, so you need to wait for that. After that, let's call the output to get the topic. What topic you need the news about? Yeah, that will do the job. Now let's call topic equals input command dot lower data equals news API dot get top headlines, and here we need to pass a couple of arguments like q equals the topic, and the language that gonna be, for me it's EN. You can check your languages on the documentation page. After that we need to use also page size, that gonna be page size equals 5. After this we can just do news data equals data and articles. Great. Now we can do just like for y in news data, we just do output, and here we can just pass y and the description, y and description. That will do the job. Let's test it out. For that news, we need to call this function and run it. For the topic, let's call it COVID. Great. After news function, I want to create an idea function. For that, def idea. It will store ideas in file. For that, let's get the idea first. Output. What is your idea? And after that, we can do just data equals input command dot title to get camel casing. After this, let's get the output ID as well. Output, and here use that me to remember this idea, and here we just use data. And after that, with open, we can just do data dot text. It will be gonna our idea file. After that, we can use a for append, and encoding equals let's use UTF-8 as R, and here we can just do print data comma file equals R. This will do the job. Great. Let's get the idea here. After create, run the code, and you will see what's your idea. Let's say I want to create a GitHub action. You said me to remember this idea. I want to create a GitHub action. Great. Let's put a colon and space here. Great. Now we can just do a while loop here as true, and here we can do query equals input command dot lower. And after this, let's use if elif ladder. If time in query, then we need to do is output. Let's call it current time is maybe plus and datetime dot now. And after that, let's use string format time and pass here percent capital I and percent capital M. So it will speak the time and check it out what it do. How may I assist you? Let's check the time. So it's saying current time is 12:36. Great. And it is speak out in this way as well. Let's use elif again, and here date in query. Then we can just do output current date is space, and here we can just do plus str function for typecasting. After that, let's use datetime dot now dot day. Great. After that, we'll just do a plus sign again, and here use space plus str for again typecasting. Datetime dot now dot month, and same for the year as well. So space plus string datetime dot now dot year. That will do the job. Next, I want to do is email. So let's use elif email in query and call the email function, that is send email. That's a function. Yeah, send email. Then we have send WhatsApp message. So let's copy this one, and we can just do this. And here we just need to get the message and query. We need to call this function. After this, we can do elif again, and let's use search for Google search inquiry. Output what you want to search, and again here we can use v dot open, and the query is going to be https www.google.com/search q equals, and this is going to be plus input command. That will do the job. So we'll get the input and make the search on Google. Let's try it out. For that, run it, and let's use search What do you want to search? Let's search COVID. Let's see it open and search the COVID for us. After that, let's use elif again and just close this one. Elif YouTube search. So for that, YouTube inquiry, and here you can just output what you want to search on YouTube, and here we can just do py whatkit dot play on YT and the input command, actually without string because it's a function, and we need to import them. So for that, let's use import py whatkit. This will do the job now. Great. Now let's make it YouTube. What do you want to search on YouTube? Let's search NCS for non-copyright music. So let's open the YouTube and run the first video. Great. Now next thing, elif, and here we can do, let's search for the weather in query. Now we can do is call the weather function, and same for the news. Great. And after that, let's go with the elif for reading clipboard. For that, we can just read in query, and here we can do the output clipboard. We need to import it. Paste. Let's import it. So go up, import clipboard. Yeah. Come down and let's try it out. So run it, and let's just first copy this one. Read. So it just get the output here. Cool. Next thing, let's make function for get the COVID update. Here we can do just r equals request dot get, and here I'm going to use the API. Let's use HTTP coronavirus 19 api.heroku app.com. Great. And /all. After this, let's convert it to JSON format. For that, we need to use .json. Great. Now we'll get the output here as, let's use a string, and confirmed cases gonna be r and the cases. Here you can just let you know. Okay, it's fine. Let's use that's a level. Okay, close r and that's a glitch. /n for recovered as well. R recovered. And we need to load this too. Great. Now let's test it out. Okay, there's a problem. Actually, we need to use single comma here because it's inverted comma double is here. This will do the job. Let's run it again and see COVID. So we get the confirmed cases, then deaths and recovered cases. That's too much. Okay, next thing I want to do is elif, and here let's execute or open the files or folders, or you can execute any program you want. I just want to execute my workspace files. For that, let's go workspace, inquiry, and here we can do output which workspace you want to work on, and here you can just do os.start file. We need to import OS as well. And here we need to pass the location of the file. That's going to be d colon double slash workspace says double slash and plus, and here we get the input command. After that, let's use plus and dot code workspace. So let me show you what it is. This is my workspace folder. According to the code, it will open one of this file. Great. Now let's use elif, and let's use jobs as well. So for that, let's get job in query, and here we can just do output and pyjobs dot get underscore job. We need to import pyjobs as well. Great. Let's execute idea function as well. For that, elif idea in query. We need to call the idea function. After that, let's read the file as well. For that, let's go to in query. And here we can just do ideas equal open, name of the file is data.txt, and let's open in the read mode, and output, let's use string. You said me to remember these ideas, and we can use slash n here, and because of string we can directly use here ideas dot read. Let's check it out. Let's run it again. Do you know? So it's saying you said me to remember these ideas. I want to create a GitHub action. Great. Next thing, let's make a function for screenshot as well. So elif screenshot inquiry, and we'll do by AutoGui dot screenshot, and let's use a string str ti dot time, and we need to get the import time as ti. This will do the job, and we need to pass the extension as well. For that, let's plus and dot png. After that, let's use dot show function as well. Let's check it out. Kill the terminal, run it again, type screenshot here. It will take the screenshot and shows the screenshot as well. Next thing we can do is elif. Let's get the CPU uses as well. For that, let's use CPU inquiry, and here we can just do output. Let's use string. CPU is at, and in the parenthesis we can just do str function for typecasting, and inside this we can use ps util dot cpu %. We need to import this as well. This will do the job. Now next thing we can just do elif. Let's make the offline function as well to make the Jarvis go offline. And query, and here I want to create the goodnight function. For that, let's use our equals datetime dot now dot hour, and after that we'll check for if hour is greater than equals to 21 and hour is less than 6. So we can just do output f string good night user, and let's add another thing as well, have a nice sleep. For the else part we can just do here output f string by user, and we will quit the program. Great. So let's check it out. Offline by Rohit. It's working fine. Now we need to add the voice interactions. For that, we need to use pyttsx3. Import pyttsx3. All the pip installation command will be in the blog linked down below. First, we need to set the engine. For that, let's use engine equals pyttsx3.init. After that, let's get the voices equals engine dot get property, pass here voices, and engine dot set property, and let's set the voices and 0 dot id. It will set the male voice of David, Microsoft David, and if you want the voice of female, then you can use 1 here for Microsoft Zira. Microsoft Zira female, aka female, and this is Microsoft David. Aka male, and this is actually female. Microsoft David, Microsoft David, aka male. Now we can use output here, and with f string we can just use hello. This is, and the name of the assistant gonna be Jarvis, so we can just use assistant variable assistant. Great. So now it's say hello, this is Jarvis. Let's check it out. Now we'll add the output audio. Let's comment out this one, and here we can just do engine dot say out and engine dot run and wait. Great. So let's use the input command as well. For this we need to use speech recognition package. Import speech recognition as SR for short form, and here let's comment out this one, and we can use R equals SR dot recognizer, and let's set the query to an empty string. After that we can use with SR dot microphone, and if you want to set the default microphone, then you can just use blank arguments, and if you want to change this, then you can use device index equals to. For getting the device input, you can execute this code as for index comma name in enumerate SR dot microphone dot list underscore microphone names, and in the print you can do microphone with name, and let's use slash here, and here we can just pass 1 slash again, and found for, here we can just do microphone device index equals 0. Great. Now let's just have another one dot format, and here we can just pass index comma name. This will do the job, and you will get the device index, and you can change it up to you want. And after that, I'm going to use my second mic. For that, I'm passing device index 2 as source. Here we can just do print and listening. After that, r dot pause threshold to wait for some time, and here we can just pass 1. That will do the job. After that, in try catch block, we can just do query is equal to r dot recognize. Let's use Google. Recognize Google. R dot listen function here, and here we can pass the source. And in the language, I'm going to use my language, en minus in, and here for the accept, you can just do accept exception as e, and we'll print the e, and we'll get the output. Say that again, please. And L is short here. And now if you run this code, you will see.
Hello, this is Jarvis. Good afternoon, Rohit. How may I assist you?
Jarvis, I want to know about the weather.
Temperature is 35 degrees Celsius. Weather is haze.
Jarvis, go offline.
By Rohit.
And in this way you can interact with it. That's it for this video. You can add more functionality to it according to your requirements. You can add more packages or more commands, like using OS packages. You can execute your specific games or folders. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, share and subscribe. If you want to learn Python or any other languages or frameworks, you can join the King's Tech School. Bye. See you in the next video.